You know, I wasn't going to do a show today. It's Saturday. But why? What would make me do a show? I'll tell you what would make me do a show. When ETH breaks out of a downtrend that it's been in for 3.5 years, that warrants doing a show, because what happens when ETH breaks down out of this downtrend is something changes in the market, and you can kind of see those market changes in front of your eyes. But we have to talk about them because a lot of people are telling me it's too late. I shouldn't get into ETH. Should I get into ETH? Let's talk about whether you've missed the ETH train and whether you should be looking for the next train, or whether you should actually try and ride a little bit more of the ETH train. I've got some good data for us today. I've also got some altcoins that I think are worth talking about now that ETH is finally broken out, because we kind of know what the roadmap does from here. We know exactly what it does from here. So here we are, unscheduled show on a Saturday. If you want to help us with distribution, if you want to get all the fam here, obviously this is an unscheduled show, so they don't know that we have. Just smash the like button. It really, really, really helps with distribution, and it could really help get us the community here and watching the show today, and help make this a very big show where we can all just hang out and have some fun on a great day, on a day like this. So that sounds good to you. Let's get going, guys. Let's get going. Unscheduled. Yes, we are live. We are live. G65, we are live. This is not one of those pre-records. Will Johnson, is he Indian? I've been called Indian before. Renee, bull trap. It's definitely not a bull trap. It's definitely not a bull trap. Yo, so good to see you guys. Good to see all the people that are here in the chat. Those that aren't here, we'll see you a bit later, because I know you guys are eventually going to land up watching the show, because it's going to be a big show. Tons and tons and tons of alpha today. As I said, I wasn't going to come to you on a Saturday. I would much rather be spending some time at home with the kids and the fam. But you know what? When ETH breaks out, you got to be here. Someone says he loves the show from Thailand. It's late at night in Thailand. It must be like 2, 3 in the morning in Thailand. And here's here. Ellie says, let's go. Alt season is upon us. Actually, it's not alt season yet. It's not alt season yet. It's almost alt season. It's not alt season yet. We'll actually talk about that. So, guys, I got a lot of alpha for you guys today. Also, at the end of the show, setting up 2 new bots for those of you who want to set up some bots and just have some fun with us. Yeah, help me get distribution, obliterate the like button. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk exactly about what's happening. So, this breakout is actually a big breakout. You know why it's such a big breakout? Because you kind of look at this downtrend that we've had on ETH. That downtrend started in 2021 on the 10th of November, which is, by the way, when the Fed started tightening interest rates. And we actually only broke out 1,365 days later. That's almost 4 years later. We actually landed up breaking out of this massive, massive, massive downtrend on ETH. And it's been a brutal ride. If you've been an ETH holder, it's been an absolutely, absolutely brutal ride. ETH has been declared dead a few times along the way. Altcoins haven't had a serious run, except for like one small run, which was this little run over here, which took us into December 2024. That was the last time that altcoins actually did anything. But you can see that one was rejected by this line, and we carried on the downward trend. But now things have changed, because now we've gone beyond this portion on ETH. And the one thing I know about ETH, having been here for, well, since ETH was launched, actually, so I think 2017 when ETH was launched. If I know one thing about this, is it's exactly what 𝗏𝗏 says. He says, when ETH starts running, ETH runs very, 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 very fast. And yesterday, when I was actually awake when this happened, when I saw ETH knocking on the door here again at like 4,000, just under 4,000, I was knocking on the door, and I was like, okay, this is going to go. And I actually called my traders and I said, listen, we don't normally do this, but I want you to take some Bitcoin, and I want you to trade them into ETH. That's how confident I was. You know, I never, ever, ever touch my Bitcoin. My Bitcoin are like sacred. We never touch Bitcoin. We only buy Bitcoin. We never sell Bitcoin. But I actually turned around and said, then guys, sell some of the Bitcoin and actually start buying ETH, because this ETH breakout is actually real. Now, the question is, where does this ETH breakout go? Well, I mean, just look at this, right? So the next level of resistance after where we're at right now is there's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of resistance here at 4,376, right? That's the next layer of resistance over here. And then the next layer above that is 4,875. And there's nothing in between that. So it's like there's one layer from 2020 at 4,400. And then it's like all hot air until we go to 4,800, where I do believe there will actually be some resistance. Because that's like a previous all-time high. And you kind of expect, where there are previous all-time highs, you kind of expect there to be some kind of resistance. Now, look. Some of this may actually be a short squeeze, because there were a lot of people taking a bet against ETH. And I think that when ETH goes over 4,000, some of those shorts actually got liquidated. And that's exactly what Eric Trump said. He said, It puts a smile on my face to see ETH shorts get smoked today. Stop betting against Bitcoin and ETH. You'll be run over. Yeah, and I mean, I think with the Trump administration in power, you definitely will be run over if you're going to take a bet against Bitcoin and ETH. And I think a lot of this is actually a short squeeze. So when you look at the data, you can kind of see that a little bit is a short squeeze. People take shorts on ETH, and then ETH goes up and they get liquidated and they get melted. I mean, it's like the dumbest thing to do right now, I think, is take a bet against ETH. Honestly, if you are holding a short against ETH, cut the short, cut your losses. Because I think the dumbest thing that you can do right now in this market is take a bet against ETH. And I'm going to explain to you why, because I've actually got 5 reasons. But I'm only going to share those 5 reasons when 𝗧𝗪𝗧 brings me my little playing balls from the other room. So you never, ever, ever bet against ETH at a time like this. And I'm going to explain to you why. There's fundamental reasons, there's technical reasons, there's charting reasons. You do not bet against ETH. If you do hold a short against ETH, then you're going to get smoked. And you're going to put a smile on Eric Trump's face. And eventually what's going to end up happening is you're just going to see Eric Trump like this all the time because everyone just bet against ETH. So don't put that smile on Eric Trump's face, even though we want Eric Trump to smile. So why wouldn't I bet against ETH now? I'll explain to you why I wouldn't bet against ETH now. The first one is a very, very, very simple reason. It's just the part of the cycle that we're actually in, right? When you are in this part of the cycle, and we know that that the bid is moving from Bitcoin to ETH, don't bet against ETH. And I'm going to show you what happened to those that bet against ETH at this part of the cycle, last cycle. They got absolutely, absolutely smoked. I'm going to show that to you in a second. The second reason why I wouldn't bet on ETH is because of all the shorts. I wouldn't bet on ETH because of the shorts. Because there's so many shorts on ETH right now that they're going to get smoked. Even just a short squeeze is going to be enough to obliterate and destroy people. The third thing is you've got this insatiable Wall Street bid. You've got this like crazy, crazy, crazy Wall Street bid. Whether it comes from Tommy Lee or whether it comes from the ETH ETFs. Again, almost another $500 million in the ETH ETF on Friday, right? So you've got this insatiable demand, this seismic bid from Wall Street into ETH right now, where ETH is starting to get more ETF inflows than Bitcoin is. So you can kind of see that even in Wall Street, they've moved from Bitcoin to ETH. And right now, the share of attention is very, very, very much on ETH. And it's not only the ETFs, it's also this like array of treasury companies that have started buying insatiably. So you got Bitmine, you got SharpLink, you got the Ether machine. There's a couple of other ones launching next week and the week after that I actually know of. And all of these are raising capital at a crazy, crazy, crazy rate. Now, do you want to bet against that? Like, honestly, you need to be an idiot not to see what's going on. That like now Wall Street has moved from Bitcoin to ETH. You've seen the playbook before in Bitcoin. You know how aggressive they get. You also know that the whole bid now in the cycle is a Wall Street bid. It's not my money. It's not your money. It's not retail money that's coming in. It's not crypto money. It's not USDT that's coming into crypto that's bidding this whole thing up. It's Wall Street. And Wall Street right now moving into ETH. You know, they say like never bet against the Fed because the Fed's got so much buying power or so much power. Same thing against Wall Street. Don't bet against Wall Street. The wave is too big. The tsunami is too big. So you're betting your little sardine, a little shrimp, trying to bet against this massive tsunami of momentum that's actually moving. Not a very, very, very smart thing. Fourth thing, the fourth reason why I wouldn't bet against ETH is just because when you look at this chart tells you everything that you need to know. And it's not actually the ETH chart, it's a Bitcoin chart, right? So you look at the Bitcoin chart and you say, okay, what am I actually looking at here? Pretty simply, what I'm saying is ETH, if you look at the previous all-time high on Bitcoin, on the 69,000 all-time high, and you go to where we've been in the cycle, Bitcoin's gone up 80% since its previous all-time high, right? If you look at ETH hasn't even broken its all-time high yet. So like, just to put it into perspective, if you look at the part of the cycle that we're in, Bitcoin is 75-80% above its all-time high. ETH hasn't yet broken its all-time high. If ETH performs the same as Bitcoin and starts to catch up to Bitcoin and goes 80% above the previous all-time high, that would put it 80% above this level over here, which is 4,800. Now I've done the maths. That takes you to about $8,500 per ETH, right? I don't want to be standing in the train that goes to $8,500 per ETH. And I mean, if you want to look at it from the cycle before, if you look at the cycle before, Bitcoin's high was $20,000 and it went all the way up to $69,000, which is a 250% rise in Bitcoin relative to ETH. The same. Now I want you to see. So look at that, and then just look at ETH. ETH also went up 250%. So the performance, when ETH actually breaks out, it does actually catch up to Bitcoin. It does it later. So you can kind of see that if you look at when the ETH parabolic rise started here, it was the 30th of December 2020. If you look at when the Bitcoin parabolic rise started, Bitcoin actually started like here in September 20th, October. You see? So there's a big difference in terms of when these things actually start. Bitcoin starts earlier, but eventually ETH lands up catching up. So if we perform even similarly to the other cycle, it means that ETH has 80% above its all-time high to catch up to Bitcoin. I don't know. You want to be standing in the way of that train? I don't think it's such a smart idea. The other thing is when you look at the ETH BTC chart. So I noticed a pattern today. If you look at the Bitcoin chart for this cycle, just look at this Bitcoin chart. Bull flag, up. Bull flag, up. Bull flag, up. Bull flag, up. When I look at the ETH BTC chart, it's printing that same up, bull flag, up, bull flag, and now it's on another leg up. You can probably expect it to consolidate somewhere around here. We can actually draw that, so we can actually go back to it in our other shows. So you can kind of imagine that this is what's going to happen, and then you're going to go up here. And then the question is what happens when it gets to the top of this channel. So when it gets to the top of this channel, is it actually going to break the channel, or is it not actually going to break the channel? That's one of the big things that we need to talk about. So right now, I think if you're betting against ETH right now, I think it's absolutely crazy. And I think we need to put some kind of perspective into this. The last time that ETH was at this level, which is 4,200, was here, which was, if you look at like where it was here. And that was December 2024. And I want to just cast your minds back to where we were in December 2024. Where we were in December 2024, Trump had been elected. And the market kind of priced in the fact that we were going to get a pro-crypto administration. Yes, I agree. The market may have priced that in. However, there is no way in the world, and this is thanks to 𝗕𝗂𝗧𝗏, no way in the world that the market priced in this array of treasury companies. At the time, anyone who was even talking about an ETH treasury company was actually laughed at, right? Because we thought that the only treasury company couldn't be on Bitcoin. Why? Because Michael Saylor kept telling us there is no second best, there is no second best, there is no second best. Now even Michael Saylor is turning around and saying, look, there is a second best. The second best is ETH. We could never have imagined the amount of treasury inflows into ETH. In fact, I don't even think we could have imagined an ETH ETF being approved. We could never have imagined that not even a year later we'd have the Genius Act, which would be so good for stablecoins. We could not have imagined that the SEC, the SEC would be going on to CNBC and talking about tokenization, right? Like we could never have imagined that right now. We could never have imagined Paul Atkins actually going on CNBC talking about tokenization. Like it just doesn't make sense. Let me see if I can get us some volume here. Is there volume here, or we not? It's today like no sound. What? I wonder why. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, yeah, maybe. AirPods. My AirPods. Yeah, I've got AirPods here. My computer always just finds the AirPods. That's the problem. Let's see if we can get it back here. Okay, not to worry. We don't need time. But anyway, that's Paul. That's the head of the SEC talking about tokenization. Never in our wildest dreams did we think that the head of the SEC would be talking about actually expediting tokenization, right? We didn't in our wildest dreams think that the administration would be, we thought the administration would be neutral to crypto. We never in our wildest dreams thought that the administration might actually be pro-crypto, advanced crypto and stuff like that. So everything has changed. And actually, this is one of my favorite tweets that I saw today, because most people don't get it, right? So this is Peter Brandt. He's one of the best chartists in the world. And he said, this is one of my favorite charts right now. Most people don't get what this chart actually is. He talks about ETH, right? Now, you can see here, like people were talking about just saying it's empty. No, bro. The chart's not empty. I know you think the chart's empty. It's not empty. Okay? What he's trying to show you in this chart is something which I think is amazing. He's basically going, look, ETH has been in this range for a very, very, very long period of time. But where he thinks it's going to go is it's going to go into this range over here, right? And if it does, it's like this range is going to seem so insignificant relative to where this chart's actually going, right? So ETH has this narrative. And the big question is now, have you missed the boat? So I think you understand right now that my view is that you haven't missed the boat. Why? Because my view is that at a minimum, ETH goes back to hit its previous all-time high. And that's the minimum. I think that from there, we need to expect that if Bitcoin did 80% above its all-time high, and ETH is now catching the narrative, the Wall Street bid, there's like the chances of ETH not going past its previous all-time high, failing some kind of black swan or failing some kind of like COVID virus or something like that. I don't see it happening. Which means that, okay, we've had the breakout. Maybe you didn't catch the bottom because you weren't paying attention. You weren't listening hard enough when everybody was screaming, buy ETH, buy ETH, buy ETH. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you weren't part of the right communities. Maybe you weren't part of, we've been in front runners. And we've been telling people to buy ETH betas, buy Aerodrome, buy Athena, buy. We keep saying it all the time. And I said it again today in front runners. I was in front runners the whole day today. And I said, guys, look, you've got to be holding a bag of ETH betas. You've got to be holding a bag of ETH betas over here. One of my biggest ETH betas that I've bought, I'm not recommending that you buy it now because it's already run, but that's Aerodrome. We'll talk about that in a couple of seconds. I don't really like EigenLayer, but I think EigenLayer is actually quite cheap. Lido can be very, very, very cheap. You've got to hold ETH betas now. You know why you have to hold ETH betas now? It's very simple. I was messing around today on the bubbles, and I want to show you something quite significant that I saw. So my favorite ETH beta is ENS, right? ENS is Ethereum neighboring service. It's the service that sells the .eth. And all I did on the bubbles was I went to the 1 year chart. That is the price where ENS was in December, 16th of December. So it's not even where we were in December. So what you can see is that the ETH betas haven't yet caught up to the ETH trade. So ETH is trading at the same place it was in December, but the ETH betas haven't yet caught up. So like people were buying, the last time ETH was at 4,200, people were buying ENS for $47.44, and now you can buy it for $30. I'll show you another one, one which I like a lot, which is Ondo, which is around the real world asset bid. This was at $2.04 on the 14th of December. It's at $1.04 now. This gives you an idea of how mispriced the ETH betas are at the moment. Let's look at like another one which I like a lot, which is Lido, right? Lido was at $2.40 the last time ETH was at 4,000. It's trading at $1.19. You're getting the drift here. So what you want to be doing right now is you want to say, look, if you have conviction, like Ryan has conviction that we're getting into an ETH part of the cycle, you cannot afford to wait. Get into the ETH betas because you know that those things are going to run next, right? This cycle is powered by Wall Street. What is Wall Street going to do? Wall Street is going to buy Bitcoin, ETH, DeFi, because to them, they see this as the revolution of finance. And they're going, hold on a second, what are we going to buy? We're going to buy Bitcoin, ETH, DeFi. Some of the DeFi plays have actually started running. So like if you look at like a play like 𝗪𝗪, let's go to 𝗪𝗪 because I think 𝗪𝗪 is pretty much a very good one to discuss. It was at 383, it's now trading at 304. So that one is one of the ones that is actually catching a bid. I think if you look at like some of the other DeFi plays, real world asset plays, Pendle was at $6.85, now at $5.57. Those guys have started running. But there's a whole class of other tokens, ETH betas, that haven't yet started running. And if you get into those ones, there's still a long way to go. So right now, if I were you, what I would be doing is very simple. I'd say, look, what is your thesis? Do you agree with my thesis? If you agree with my thesis, this is how it plays out. Bitcoin, ETH, DeFi, large caps. So we take the traditional flow of money chart, which looks like that, and we say Bitcoin, ETH, DeFi, and then we're going to move to all the other large caps, right? Or maybe the large cap, the DeFis run with the large caps, but I don't see a world where DeFi doesn't run, which means right now your only job is to say, I want to get into ETH-related DeFi protocols. What are those ETH-related DeFi protocols? You know for sure that the SEC is going to approve liquid staking in the ETFs, right? Because they just approved liquid staking. Who's going to benefit from that, ladies and gentlemen? Come on, guys. You know Lido is going to benefit from that, right? Okay, you don't need to be a big genius to work out Lido is going to benefit from that. We've been buying Lido since 80 cents. I'm going to carry on buying it. EigenLayer, I'm not a big fan of EigenLayer. I think it's too complicated for Wall Street to understand, but it is going to benefit from the e-staking layer. Rocket Pool, RPL. What is Rocket Pool's? Rocket Pool? No, and I want Rocket Pool, not Rocket Pool ETH. Rocket Pool. I always thought it was RPL. Maybe I'm wrong. Could I be wrong? If I am, don't tell my wife because she thinks I'm always right. Let's see, what is the rocket pool? Rocket pool, RPL. I don't know why it didn't come up. So rocket pool, again, you look at this, you say, okay, where was it in December? Oh, hold on. In December, it was $17. How much is it now? $8. Okay, well, yeah, okay. I think you kind of get it. So your idea now is to say, what are the narratives that's actually going to run? DeFi is going to run. ETH narratives are going to run, right? That's what you want to be buying. In front runners, I said this morning, I'm going to buy a bag of ETH narratives. I'm going to actually drop that bag in front runners later today. I just have to get home. I have to just chill a little bit, catch my breath, find out exactly what's going on here. Then I'm going to take some of my bags and I'm going to start moving it into DeFi plays. ETH beta DeFi plays. That's the ones that I'm going to be moving into, right? One of the other ones that I've been very, 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 very vocal about, right, is I've been very, very vocal about Athena. If you were in front runners, that I called it on the 25th of June. It was at 40 cents. 25th of June in front runners. Let's just go back to the chart of this thing. It was 40 cents. It was here. 25th of June. I remember it was 40 cents. It was here. So 23rd of June. Here we go. And I said to you guys, oh, no, it was here. No, it was before. Yeah, 25th of June. Yeah, even lower. It was 25 cents. Holy shit. Could I have been that good? No ways. There's no way I was that good. Oh, 25th of July. Yeah, I didn't think I was that good. So 25th of July. I call this thing. It's at 40 cents. I'm like, guys, we have to buy Athena. We have to buy Athena. You can't listen to this voice note because of the same problem we just had, right? But this voice note detailed why I actually bought Athena, right? And I said, everyone, Athena, this is the Athena update. We bought Athena. Those that bought Athena are 100% up on spot. Like, we are 100% up on spot. I still think that this thing has the power to run. Why? Listen to this. The founder of Athena, where's that tweet from him? He says, look, he feels more confident now than ever that Athena will become a $50 billion asset. Do you know how much fees Athena raked in yesterday? If I tell you how much fees, it's going to blow your mind. $18 million worth of fees in one day. You don't believe me? Let me show you DeFi Llama. Hold on a second. I know because the Irishman sent this to me earlier. Irishman, head contributor and chief whip at, here we go, Athena revenue in front runners. So here we go. Athena yesterday, revenue and fees, did $18 million in fees yesterday. Can you believe that? Yeah, you can actually, I'm going to just give you a bit of a better flow here. $18 million in fees. Okay, that was yesterday. Sorry. So you know that this thing is going to run. The main thing is to try and get into these things early. I think Athena has run, even though I think it can run long term. I wouldn't buy this in the short term. Another one of the big calls that we made, you can see it here. I made some big calls here on the 13th of June where I said, guys, we are deploying money into 𝗬𝗎 and we are deploying money into Aerodrome. Aerodrome was 61 cents. 𝗬𝗎 was $3. We deployed money. Ever since then, I've been banging this Aerodrome. I did a show about base. I told you buy Aerodrome. Now what you can see is that they have actually integrated, as Brian Armstrong said. Brian Armstrong came out and he said, Coinbase users are going to be able to trade directly in their Coinbase app. Now, I don't know how many people have got the Coinbase app, but I can tell you that they've got 110 million users. And they're letting people trade through DEXs on the Coinbase app. And the experience is like absolutely mind-blowing, right? This is a video of the experience of trading a shitcoin on the Coinbase app using DeFi. Just watch this. You don't even know you have a wallet. Look. The only way that you knew that this was being executed on a DEX is here. Look here. So I'll just show you. The only way you know, look, it basically lists all the assets, right? You see, it's listing all the assets. And the only way that you know that it's being executed on a DEX is because you'll see just now when he clicks the buy button, it's going to say this trade is being executed on DEX. Most people don't even know what that means. It's like, do you accept the terms and conditions? Yes. Okay, you see, it says, this is being executed on a DEX. Watch, buy. And you put the amount in. Okay, put the amount in. Okay, you see this asset trades on a DEX. That's it. So what they've basically done is they've actually made the DEX into the SEX. That's what they've basically done. They've made the DEX into the trading platform. Now, you want to take a bet against that? Are you crazy? That's why one of my biggest bags right now is actually Aerodrome, right? I look at the market cap of Aerodrome. I just want to show you something just to give you an idea. So I look at the market cap of Aerodrome. Market cap of Ethereum, $1 billion, right? Fully diluted, $2 billion. Market cap, $1 billion. This is Coinbase. The Coinbase app is literally letting you trade from the app into this protocol. You can't take a thing. And that's why, again, in front runners, I kept saying, buy base, buy base, buy Ethereum, buy Ethereum, buy Ethereum. In the video that I made, remember I made the video on the other channel, the Crypto Insider channel. When I made this portfolio, the $1,000 portfolio, one of my biggest bets in this $1,000 portfolio was Ethereum. If you haven't listened to this video, tell Johnny to put a link for us below, hardest, to this video over here. So that people can go and watch this video. And if you've got $1,000, just go listen to that portfolio. It's a great portfolio. So that's another one. So again, what would I be doing? I would be buying ETH betas at the moment. It's not too late. Okay, maybe there'll be a dip. Who the hell knows? It's not too late. You buy yourself some ETH betas at the moment. I'm going to talk about one stinky ETH beta that I bought. I'm going to explain to you why I bought it. Generally, I don't talk about coins like this because I think it's a little bit irresponsible, but I actually like this coin so much that I think I'm going to show you two things that I actually did, which are a little bit out of character for me, but probably worth talking about. The first thing is, I said, guys, the first thing is I bought a punk last night. Believe it or not, I actually landed up buying a punk last night. Why? Because I can see what's going on here. There are going to be treasury companies buying punks. I know that for a fact, right? There's going to be treasury companies buying punks very soon. So I landed up buying one of these punks yesterday at the floor price. You can kind of see the price chart of these punks. So I landed up doing that, which is very out of character for me. You know, I don't like pictures. But when I know treasury companies coming in to buy punks, I mean, come on. What do? You sit there and go, well, I know you're coming to, the whole market knows this, like treasury companies are coming in and they're going to start buying punks. They're going to start buying penguins. What are you going to sit there in your hands and say, look, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Come on. The other thing which I bought. Now this one, I'm warning you right now. It's very, very, very low cap. I probably shouldn't be talking about it. I'm talking about it because I bought it and I announced it in front runners and I actually landed up buying it, right? What is it? It's the meme coin, which is called Fox on ETH. Now, what is this Fox? It's the Fox from MetaMask. And the whole narrative, I'll read it to you now because the guys that actually sent it to me is one of my good, reliable meme people. He sent it to me. He said to me, he says, after 9 years of being the silent guardian of the Ethereum chain, the MetaFox is breaking out of the MetaMask wallet and establishing himself as the leading mascot on ETH. No longer just a tool, the MetaFox is stepping into the meme arena, not as a trend follower, but as a symbol of trust, freedom, and the crypto rebellion. Okay, so this is a narrative that can actually catch on at a $3 million market cap. It's the MetaFox. I'm buying these ETH betas because right now I know it's ETH beta season. It's risky. It's a meme coin. It can go to zero. Who knows? Probably will go to zero. But it might go up and it might actually catch on as this mascot of ETH. All the OGs know exactly who the MetaFox is. He's like, it's the original ETH wallet. It was the MetaMask wallet. Like, are you fading that? Are you out of your minds? I wouldn't fade that. Anyway, so that's the ETH narrative. So let's talk about some other things. Don't bid this thing up now. It's a small cap meme coin. Don't bid it up now. It's not. I didn't show it to you so that you guys could see that. That's not why I showed it to you guys. Let's talk about other things that are happening. So it's definitely ETH season right now. It's not alt season. I saw a lot of people in the chat going, it's alt season. It's alt season. It's alt season. It's not alt season, guys. It's not meme season. It's ETH season at the moment, right? I saw this tweet from Ben Khan, and I have to agree with him here, where he says, look, to those that claim it's alt season, it's not alt season, because alts are 47% down against ETH since April. Now, what the chart that he's looking at is he's looking at this chart over here, which is the chart of Total 3 minus USDT. So he's removing USDT from Total 3, and he's comparing it to ETH. And you can see that since the 17th of April, we are down a lot against, the altcoins are down a lot against ETH, which is normal for this part of the cycle. There have been some really good altcoin performers. You can't take away from that there have been some really good altcoin performers. One of them that caught my eye today is 𝗬𝗂. 𝗬𝗂 is like a very fast layer 1 blockchain that's supposed to compete with things like Ripple. You can see that one's doing very, very well. That one's had like a grind. And there's a lot of others. If you just go into like the 1 month view here, you can see a lot of other coins that are really, Pengu's done fantastically well. Athena's done fantastically. Curve's up 76%. I think it's just the beginning for Curve. I kind of see Curve going back to like maybe $4 in the cycle. Rekt done fantastic. The whole Rekt ecosystem done really, really good. Fluid, very, very, very strong. So you can see that a lot of the Pendle, the real world assets, a lot of those have actually done very, 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 very well. But it's definitely not alt season yet. So now the question is, what do you do? you don't want to be buying the alts when it's alt season. Because the problem is, that's like you coming into ETH and saying you're going to be buying ETH when ETH season starts. Problem is, ETH season started, you didn't buy your ETH, right? You want to take a view. My view is that we are following every other cycle. The reason why I have that view is because there's nothing that I haven't been able to be proven wrong that we're going to follow every single other cycle. And so what do I do now? Now I look at the altcoins that haven't yet moved and I say, which altcoins do you really, really believe will move? If you're holding Solana, look, it's been a tough time for Solana holders. But what Solana holders have forgotten, right? Because Solana holders have a very, very, very short memory, right? Is that if you look at Sol USD, Solana already had a very big run this market cycle. And it's not going to run until after ETH has its day. Let ETH have its day. Let everyone start talking about how BlackRock's not doing a Sol ETF. You know that it says no plans at this time to launch a spot ETF for XRP or Sol. But you know at some point it's going to happen, right? You know it's going to happen. And then Solana's going to actually start running. So the thing is, you want to be, you don't want to be where the puck is. You don't want to be where the puck is going, because when the puck's going, it's too late. You want to be there before the puck gets there. And before the puck gets there, basically says, look, take a view on which altcoins you think are going to run and start betting on the majors. What are the majors that I'm really excited about? I'm really excited about Solana. I'm going to keep holding my Solana bag. Telegram. Guys, I cannot tell you this thing. I know there's $1 billion being raised in the market right now at the market by the treasury vehicle. There's $1 billion being raised to actually buy Telegram. What do you think that bid will do to this token that has a market cap of like $10 billion? What's the, I know the fully diluted is like more than that, but what is it? Market cap $8 billion. They're looking for $1 billion of buyers. Guys, I'm screaming now. I'm screaming. Telegram's going to $6. I'm telling you. Telegram's going to $6. Then start moving down. Go down the altcoins. Go and look at your altcoins right now and say, look, I'm going to buy some ETH betas, but I'm also going to start looking a little bit further down and looking at the altcoins that I really, really, really like. What's happening with Momo? I haven't seen Momo for a while. What's going on here? Let's have a look here. Ooh, painful. I'm sure it'll bounce back. It's one of my favorite memes. Okay, so go down the list here. I'm not buying any XRP, even though I think it will do well. I think I'm going to buy things with fundamentals. I own a big bag of BNB. I'm not really going to buy Tron, even though every cycle Tron has a run. Not touching Cardano. Hyperliquid. I know when the cycle heats up and the DGens start trading, I know they're going to trade on Hyperliquid. I'm buying Hyperliquid. 𝗬𝗏. You know this thing's going to $16 by the end of the cycle, right? You know, because I told you when I did the price targets. Definitely one that I'm starting to buy. I'm not buying Hedera because I've never used it. I don't really enjoy it. Let's carry on going down. So you see exactly what I'm not buying Polkadot, Deadcoin. Go and find the large cap altcoins that you actually like, and just make sure that you got a bag of those large cap altcoins. Now, very, very, very important. There is going to be a correction. There always is a correction. Usually the correction comes somewhere around September. Ben Cowan today in a tweet also referred to it. He said, no, that's the wrong tweet. He says, a lot of people seem upset, but let me explain. Well, I think the old BTC pair can extend to late August. I think there'll be a rotation back to Bitcoin in September, October. The reason why is because in September, October, there's usually a correction in the market, right? So if I look at BTC USD and I go back to 2021, BTC USD, and I go back to the 2021 cycle, right? Here it is. In September, if I go back to September, look what happened in September. That's a September correction. I know this market so well that I don't even have to do it. That's a September correction. So when that happens, obviously, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, BTC.D, okay, you see the Bitcoin dominance goes up because people run away from altcoins in correction. So let me go to September 21, that must be January 21, May, June, July, somewhere, September, bang. Okay, you see, all of a sudden the Bitcoin dominance starts to go up. Why? Because there was a correction, and then it starts to go down, and that's when it actually puts in the low of the cycle, which is the high of the cycle for the altcoins. So that's basically how to play it now. Number one, don't fade ETH season, because ETH season ain't coming to an end. Number two, get yourself a bag of DeFi-related ETH betas and buy them, even though you think they're not even at December 2021, 2024 levels. Don't be an idiot. Don't go, they're too expensive. I'm waiting. They're not even at the same level they were at in December. Like, come on, we didn't have it. The ETFs weren't being bid yet. There were no ETH treasury companies. Donald Trump's family wasn't all in on ETH. What else can I tell you? How else can I don't have time to spell it out here because I can't go letter by letter by letter, but you understand exactly what I'm saying, right? So you get it. Then we're going to move into the large cap altcoins because we know that the alt season is actually coming. That's pretty much, stay away from memes. Look, as I say, 1 or 2% of memes in your portfolio, right? 1 or 2% memes in your portfolio is very healthy because memes can move. 1 or 2% in thing, guys, I told you not to bid this thing up. I told you, don't bid. 1 or 2% of your portfolio maximum into the memes, great. But the rest goes into the quality, guys. It goes into quality. All right, let's talk about something else. I want to talk about our bots because the other thing that's happening right now in the market is our bots are absolutely fucking performing. I've doubled the account. I literally doubled the bot account. Here's the bot account. You know, I started with $50,000 because you were there, people. You were there when I started. I want to show you what my wallet looks like. $118,420. That's the account. Okay. How am I doing it? I've been trading these bots, guys. I got to show you exactly what I'm doing here. And today I'm going to set up 2 new bots with you in front of you, right? For those of you who are new, this is a unique kind of bot. It's called the grid bot. The reason why we like grid bots is because what they do is they trade. Let me show you how they trade. They trade in grids. So let me just show you just quickly a visual representation so that you can actually see it. So you see these grids over here. You know, when the market goes up and down, the price of the asset goes up and down, but you also make money because the grids, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You see these grids? These bots trade in and out of these grids. Now, I'm going to set up 2 new bots with you guys right now, and I'm actually going to give them away to you guys. I don't want them. So I'll show you exactly how it works. Look how much money I've made on the... Okay, I took a Doge position at 20,902. So now the thing with the grid bot is I made money on the Doge position, but I also made money because it traded the grid. And the same thing with, I want to show you my ETH position because my ETH position is the one that's the monster here, right? I've got 2 ETH positions, but there's one. Yeah, where is the real ETH position? The big one. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Just look at this beast of a position. So I opened it at the right time when it was low. It was 2,566. So I've made $3,129 on this ETH position. But on the grid, I've made another $822. Now I want to show you something very, very, very exciting about these bots. You can actually reinvest your profits, which I'm going to do once a month, right? So like, look at this position. This position was opened at 3,627. It's 34% up on the grid, on the thing. But then it's another $82 up on the grid. I've honestly, I've fallen in love with these bots. Why? Because I land up making money on the trade and I land up making money on the grid. And to me, that's like, you're basically catching a double whammy. You're catching a double whammy here. Now, I want to set up 2 new bots, which I don't have at the moment. The first one that I want to set up an Athena bot. And I want to show you why I want to set up an Athena bot. And I want to show you how to do this. And I'm going to give away the Athena. I'm going to give it away to you guys. I don't want it. So if you're new, what you need to do is you need to go to the link below. Sign up here on the link below to 𝗙. When you, okay. First of all, before you do anything else, sign up to front runners. Remember all those calls that I told you? Front runners. Everything is in front runners. It's our private Discord group. It's where I spend my Saturday mornings. It's where I drop a whole lot of alpha. It's got everything. It's got bot trading. It's got my calls. It's got the Irishman. It's got charting. It's got everything you need to navigate this bull market. Now, we agreed to, for one day, for 24 hours, to bring back the 30-day money back guarantee. Try it for 30 days. If you don't like it, send me a mail and you get your money back guarantee. But this is going to be gone in 24 hours. Anyway, let's go back to the bots for a second. 𝗙. If you sign up with it, you have to sign up with this link. Just tell him to put the $1,000 back. There's up to $1,000 sign up bonus if you use the link, right? Tell Johnny to put back the link for the up to $1,000 sign up bonus. Then, so once you've got that, we go back to our bots over here and we say the following. I want to open a bot now. So watch this. I'm going to open a bot. You'll see how easy it is to actually open these bots. And the bot that I actually want to open right now, which is the one that I'm actually going to give away, is the Athena bot. And the reason why I want to open an Athena bot is I think there's a range, like here, where I think like under 50 cents all the way up for Athena. I actually want to try and catch this bot, right? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go create a bot and I'm going to look for the Athena pair. Hopefully it's got the Athena pair. I think it has. I think it has most pairs. It has Athena USDT perpetual. I'm going long. Now the bottom of my range, I'm actually going to put at like 50 cents, 46 cents. So it's 0.46 or 0.4. And the highest price, I'm going to go to $1, 1,1. Now remember, to determine the number of grids, you put in the number of grids that gives you like a, I mean, I think 150 grids is probably good. You want to try and get to 0.15 here so that you're not paying too much fees. That's about right, 250 grids. Now what I'm going to do here is I unclick the auto reserve because I'm going to put my own leverage in. I'm going to go into 5x leverage, a 5x leverage position. And I'm going to put $3,000 into that Athena position because I think Athena is going to carry on going up. Now it says my liquidation price at 54 cents. That's too crazy for me. So I'm going to add a little bit of extra margin just to remove my. Actually, let's do this. Let's lower the leverage a little bit. So it's a 3x leverage bot. And now my liquidation price, I'm going to just put in $1,000 more. I want my liquidation price to be like 35 cents. Yes, that's probably where I want to be for now. Okay, now I'm not going to put a stop loss to take profits, but now I want to set this bot. I'm going to create this bot. So I'm creating this bot. This bot immediately takes 39% of the money, puts it into Athena. 35.6% of the money actually goes into USDT, so the bot can actually start trading. And the rest is in that reserve. So I'm going to click that, and that bot now starts trading for me, as you can see. Now, if you open an account and put in one trade on Pi-Nex between now and the end of August. At the end of the month, I'm going to select a winner to win this bot and everything that's in the bot. There's another one that I actually want to catch now, and that's 𝗵𝗃. And the reason I want to catch it is because I think 𝗵𝗃 is like, it's putting in this cup and handle. You see this like massive cup and handle. So I want to actually create a 𝗵𝗃 bot. So again, I'm going to go 𝗵𝗃, PNGU. And I'm going to go lowest price. I want to go to the bottom of this cup and handle, which is about 0.03. Let's go 0.03. 0.03. Is that the low? Let's go a bit lower. Yeah, 3. And then let's go up to 0.06. And we'll put in, let's just see how many grids we have to put in for the bot to be optimized. 200 grids is pretty good. And I'm going to put $2,000 into that bot. Without the auto reserve, let's just see what it gives me as a liquidation price. So I'm going to put $2,000 and I'm going to put on 5x leverage. I want to be quite aggressive for this one. Okay, that liquidation price is too scary for me. Let me put in some more margin here. Okay, so that liquidation price 0.2 seems like a good liquidation price. I'm going to set up that bot. It's going to immediately buy 𝗵𝗃 and the rest in USDT so it can actually trade. Okay, now I've set up those two bots because I think that those two bots are amazing. You can copy any one of my bots trades here, and I'm going to put the two new bots, a link to the two new bots. I'm going to actually send that right now to the guy that actually makes them. So his name's Johnny. His job is to watch the shows. So I wonder if he's actually watching the show. We'll catch him out now. If we don't catch the Athena, the 𝗵𝗃 bot, 𝗵𝗃, let me send it to him. You think Johnny's awake, guys? Yeah, Johnny's awake, bro. Johnny's here. He's telling you, I'm watching, bro. Johnny's watching. He knows the game, man. Okay, Johnny, there's your 𝗵𝗃 bot, and here's your new Athena bot. We're going to share it. If anybody wants to copy the settings of the bot, you can copy my settings. Otherwise, I've showed you guys exactly how to set up these bots. If you sign up to Pi-Nex and you put in with my link and you put in a trade, and I'm sure Johnny's put in the $1,000 link because he's watching the show. Johnny's watching, boys. Johnny's watching us. Got to be careful here because Johnny's watching. Okay, so sign up bonus, you can get up to $1,000 sign up bonus. You can copy all the trades, all my bots right over here, or you can set up your own. Now listen to this. On Monday, straight after the show on Monday, I'm going to be doing another bot workshop where you guys can join me. Yeah, because we want to be trading these bots because you want to be making them. Grid bots, all the rage. Yes, they're all the rage because how are they not all the rage when you're making money on the leverage trade and you're also making money on the grid? Like look at this one. I've made $92 on Bitcoin, but I've made $75 on the grid. So I don't know. These are the most fun that I've had actually trading bots, to be honest. So if you want to join me, you know exactly what to do. All right, one look at the bubbles. One last look at the bubbles together. One last look at the bubbles together. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You know what to do, guys. I've left you guys a step-by-step guide. I'll see you guys again on Monday. Until then, let the bots trade well for you guys.